Good evening. My name is Alicia Obando and I'm here from the Anti-Cruelty Society. For 109 years we have provided an open door for Chicago's animals in need. Our mission of preventing cruelty to animals and advancing humane education is evident in all of the work that we do. And over the next several weeks, on Thursdays here at 5:30, you will learn about us through this live call-in show brought to you by TV21. During the next 25 minutes, we're going to discuss Anti-Cruelty's field operations and Humane Law Enforcement Department. And we invite you to call in with any questions or comments that you might have. The number on the screen there is the number you'll call, 312-738-1060. And our phone lines are now open. My human guest with me here tonight is Mike Roach, and he's going to talk to us about all that this department does to save animals and educate people. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to our pet guest this evening, Penguin. This is little Penguin. He is a perky young pup in need of a loving home. He is a Japanese Chin Pekingese mix, and he's about 3 to 4 months old. When Penguin was younger, she had a little kennel cough, but she has battled through it, and she's doing really well. Nothing can keep her down now. She loves to play and nibble on the ears of her canine friends, and she has the cutest little bark. Penguin can go to a home with older children and other pets, so if you're interested in adopting Penguin, please call her foster mother, Tamra, at our shelter, the number 312-644-8338, and you can reach Tamra at extension 303. Well, thank you, Penguin, for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So welcome to the show, Mike.
Thank you.
You are the Vice President of Field Operations and Humane Law Enforcement.
That's right.
That is a mouthful. What exactly does that entail?
It actually entails we're responsible, the field operations portion of our branch is responsible for the picking up of all the animals, or the majority of the animals that are going to be given up by their owners for various reasons. Mm-hmm. And we also provide transferring we transfer animals from anti-cruelty to various other shelters in an exchange program. We transfer the strays in our facility over to Animal Care and Control for the City of Chicago. And we also transfer animals back into anti-cruelty from various shelters in and around the Chicago metropolitan area, as well as out of state. We also are involved extensively in cruelty investigations, abuse investigations, to include dog fighting, what have you. And when my personnel are not doing anything else, when they do have a free moment, but a very important segment is the fact that we do provide rescue response for various situations involving injured animals, so forth.
Okay. Well, how do you find out about allegations of animal abuse and neglect? How do those calls come to you?
Well, the general public usually just call in to the Anti-Cruelty Society, and they can get a hold of me through on the internet through abuse@anticruelty.org, or they can call the Anti-Cruelty and go to my extension at 304. And if I don't answer the phone live, then there is, you can leave voicemail, and we retrieve all the complaints every morning beginning at 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. And the majority of the complaints come in over the telephone.
And they come from the general public mostly?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You would be surprised. It's amazing the response we're getting, and the volume of concerned pet owners and animal lovers mm-hmm. that are out there that actually do call.
And what are the usual kinds of calls that you get?
Well, the number one call is animals that are left outside for extended periods of time. Mm-hmm. Backyards, no food, no water, no shelter. That is the number one call, and that would lead to other things mm-hmm. from there usually.
Okay. And how do you and your staff work with police and other animal control agencies, other shelters, when you coordinate some of these investigations?
Well, we actually, for the most part, we're the primary responders or first responders to a lot of these situations through our phone calls and what have you. And we'll investigate neglect and abuse cases, and when we get to a level of that investigation where we know that a serious crime has been committed, animal abuse or animal cruelty, at that point we'll automatically bring in the police department and assume in a assisting posture, so to speak, and offer our services and support to them at that time. We will, my investigators, if they do come across a situation that needs immediate action, we will then request the assistance through the Chicago Police Department or the suburban department in the city or town that we're in. And they will respond, and then we would request that an arrest be made and an impoundment take place, and we remove the animals.
Okay.
But we do have a favorable liaison with every law enforcement agency in the metropolitan area, and to include, the Cook County Sheriff's Department, Chicago Police, Animal Care and Control, all police departments, and the Illinois Department of Agriculture. We work very closely with them, as well as the United States Department of Agriculture.
Okay. Now, the Anti-Cruelty Society works with Animal Care and Control, as you said, doing some transfers on a daily basis. We take some animals there.
Yes.
Sometimes we bring some other animals to Anti-Cruelty. Can you tell us how that works and why we would do that?
Yes. On a daily basis, many people concerned animal lovers, they'll come across a stray animal, and they'll bring it into our facility at the Anti-Cruelty Society. And we refer to that kind of as a walk-in. They'll turn the animal over to us, and if an owner cannot be located or notified that the animal is at our facility, then immediately the next morning, those animals that are turned in, the strays, are transported over to the city Animal Care and Control, because that would be a central location where a person looking for their lost animal can go to or contact and actually reclaim their animal. It kind of centralizes the operation. On the other hand, stray animals that are not claimed in the prescribed amount of time, which I believe is 5 days, 5 to 7 days, and are eligible, sociable, healthy, and eligible for adoption, we would then take those animals back to our facility and put them up for adoption. We also, on a regular basis, transfer animals from adoptable animals from Animal Care and Control to kind of relieve the overpopulation there. And it's kind of a joint effort, as well as the Animal Welfare League and other shelters in and around Chicago.
So we kind of work cooperatively with other shelters in the city, animal control, to try to get animals adopted out in whichever way works best.
Exactly, and we're fortunate enough through the kind of contributions of the general public to be able to facilitate a staff and vehicles, especially equipped transport vehicles, to be able to interact with these other agencies and travel and pick up the animals, whereas some other smaller agencies aren't able to do that. So it really kind of gives us an upper hand in assisting
Right.
Other shelters.
So that's a resource that Anti-Cruelty has that some of these other smaller groups don't.
Exactly.
So how many vehicles do we have?
We have 9 altogether.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all they're heated, air conditioned, all stainless steel cages in the back, and sanitation is a primary objective all the time. And we're always on the move with those vehicles, always.